I suppose we all have found our tables. Could we start settling down, please? Excellencies, I see there are still some people standing around the room. Could we just find our tables and settle down? Because we are just about to start receiving the remaining part of our leadership. Part of the top 6 of the African National Congress is already in the room. You probably saw them arriving. They will soon be joined by the remaining few. And we are requesting that as they are about to arrive, please settle down so that we can start our proceedings for tonight.
I can hear that it doesn't make tight.
Yeah,
Is it better? Are they both going to work?
check the light.
Is it okay? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to receive the leadership. I see some comrades standing here. That's the entrance we are actually going to use to receive our leadership. Could you just clear that place for us, please? It's echoing. It's not me. It does echo. It does echo. Does it not echo? We welcome the officials who are already in the room. I did mention that they are already here. The Secretary General is here. The deputy, yes, you can do better. The Secretary General is here. I didn't hear that well. The Deputy President is in the room as well. The Deputy Secretary General is in the room as well. The National Chair is in the room as well. Can we then be upstanding to receive the President of the African National Congress and the Treasurer General? Can we be upstanding, please? Ladies and gentlemen, as we receive them, they are coming into the room now. With a warm round of applause, please. Keep doing that. I don't hear you. It's in January. Must be stronger than that in January. We are welcoming the President of the African National Congress, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, and Mayor Dr. Motsepe, Mama, as well as the Treasurer General of the African National Congress, all brand new. So your applause can be brand new as well, please. No, I haven't said stop. They're still greeting. The TG is walking to his table. Could I ask you to, while upstanding, just to bow our heads in silence, just for half a minute, and then we'll sit down. Thank you very much. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Can we be together, please? My name is Edna Mulewa. I am the program director for this evening's event. My role is just going to be to steer the program. And in fact, I'm the most powerful person here tonight, because I'm going to even be making President stand and sit and stand and sit. But comrades and friends, we would like to take this opportunity once again to welcome you to this very important dinner. It's a remark just at the beginning. Those who are welcoming you would do so. And I'm going to ask, as I introduce the first speaker on the program, who is going to do the welcoming remarks for all of us, to all of us, and that being the African National Congress Treasurer General, Comrade Paul Mashatile, to the stage to welcome all of you. And I would like to ask you once again to welcome him with a very warm round of applause as he walks upstage. Thank you.
A very good evening to all of you. Happy birthday, ANC, happy birthday. Happy birthday, ANC, happy birthday. I would like to firstly recognize within our midst President of the African National Congress, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa and Mrs. Ramaphosa. Recognize all the officials of the ANC. I don't see the Deputy President. I think he was given a task to fetch the President of Kenya. We will recognize them as they arrive. The program director will do that, running a bit late. So we will be joined by President Uhuru Kenyatta and the delegation of his party, and he will be here shortly. We will also be joined by President of the Republic of South Africa, President Jacob Zuma, who will also be here shortly. But I want to take this opportunity to say to all of you who are here this evening, members of the National Executive Committee, members of our PECs throughout the country, RECs, all leaders of our structures who are here, you are most welcome. The leadership of the Alliance, President of SADC. We also have delegations from other fraternal organizations that the program director will recognize shortly. I want to also take this opportunity to welcome all of them. And of course, our business leaders, we are so happy that we are here. You know, January is a very difficult month. Many people are just arriving from holidays, and you made sure that you can come and celebrate this day with us. I kept telling my team that this is not a fundraising dinner. This is a dinner to celebrate. Of course, you always help us to be able to ensure that we can buy something to drink and eat. That's what it is. It's not fundraising. The fundraising dinner is still coming. This is for you to relax and enjoy. 106 years of the African National Congress. The program is going to be kept very short. The president of the ANC is the only one who's going to speak tonight. He'll make his remarks, share his thoughts with us, but the main address to deliver the statement of the National Executive Committee will be tomorrow at the stadium. And you are all invited to join us there as the president delivers that statement. So for this evening, please relax, enjoy. Once we are done with the dinners, you can then network, know each other, find new friends, and so on. We also do have other people upstairs, because this room was not big enough, so we've decided that we shouldn't turn anybody away. So we have made a provision upstairs. We've got a screen there, so they will see everything that happens here. But once the president has had his dinner, I will go with him upstairs to greet all those people who couldn't be in this room with us. But we've made the room very nice. There's music there as well, live music, everything. So everything we enjoy here, they are enjoying upstairs. Just that we didn't have a venue big enough. Siyanamukela ke kule dinner, and I want to particularly thank the leadership of the Eastern Cape, Maguya Sla. We want to thank you very much for having helped us a lot to put this together. And also, I know the rally tomorrow, the leadership has worked very hard to make sure that that stadium is going to be packed tomorrow. Siyabulela leadership yase Eastern Cape and all our structures here. With those few words, please enjoy, relax, and make sure that we make this a beautiful evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade TG. The TG has already welcomed us now. I'm sure we all feel free. We all are ready to listen to the message, which is going to be a short message, as he said. And the program, as he said, is going to be very, very short indeed. But I would like to hear us really saying a very happy birthday number 106 to the ANC. Happy birthday. Thank you. We now would like to call upon stage to be graced, before we do anything, to call the Almighty to be with us, and the item is going to be led by one of our own, the Reverend Dr. Mehana, who is our spiritual. We can also welcome him with a thank you.
Let us bow our heads in prayer. Gracious and wonderful God, we give thanks to you for having given us the gift of blessings since the time that we met in this way last December. We give thanks for having journeyed with us through the conference, and we welcome with humble hands what you have given us, the gift of the new leadership to take this movement forward. Thank you for being with us during the festive season and giving us the peaceful transition to this year. Thank you for those blessings as you have given to us as we traveled to this place. Here we are now, we are gathered in this room to celebrate 106 years of your love, your patience, and your support to this movement. We celebrate the way you have given us generations of leaders who have served you and served your people until this time. We give thanks for those foremothers and forefathers who laid the foundations to be where we are now. We thank you for those who have sacrificed so much, their lives, their families, during these 106 years for the sake of the emancipation of your people. We are still here, Lord, lifting our hearts and our hands up to you as we begin this new year. As we meet now, here is your son from the Ramaphosa family, who we have chosen through your people to take the baton from those who were there before and usher yet again this movement to the new trajectory, with the hope that he will be your servant who will pray to you all the time, that you give him wisdom, humbleness and patience, deep love and spiritual sensitivity as he leads your people. Millions of your people in this country will look up to him to lead them Be the God during the day who become the bowl of cloud. Be the God at night who become the bowl of fire. And now where in his life, during this huge responsibility, he must feel your absence. But he must feel that you are always holding his hand for the sake of your people. Lord, you loved your people. You gave your life on the cross for them. Lord, you love us as you always give us leaders who must always draw from the depth of your faith and your grace as they lead us. Thank you for these business leaders who are here tonight. Commit the heart of each and every one of them that they will journey with this movement as they participate in the economic emancipation of your people. Because as we speak here, the majority of your people are still hungry. The majority of your people are still living unequally. The majority of your people are still unemployed. We are standing at a time when our children are queuing at the universities. They are looking for the future. Let this dinner ignite the moment of hope for all those who are looking up to you. We ask you now to bless the food and the drinks that will be served here. But as we do that, we never forget that we are not better than those who don't have anything to eat. It is a privilege that you gave us at this moment, through the power of your grace, that we partake in these things. Stretch your arm of faith, of your grace, and give us your blessings as we begin this evening. We are looking forward to what our president will say to us tonight. But more importantly, we put in your hands the events of tomorrow. The collective leadership of the ANC is surely ready to tell this country and this world what are they to do now as we hear your servants speak on their behalf and the behalf of this movement. Even that day of tomorrow, we commend it to your care. Let it be peaceful, be a lovely day, so that all your people, those who will be here and those who will be sitting on their televisions, they may hear you speak through your servants as to what new hope you are giving this country. We depend on you. We are nothing without you. God, be with us. And travel with us, and journey with us to the heights of new hope as you give us your assurance of your presence. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Mehana. We will not ask you to give a round of applause for the prayer. Just to say that we are grateful indeed, and we do believe that having called our Creator, He will be here with us and bless us indeed. I am going to move on with the program. As I do so, I would like to just indicate who we have in this room, as the Treasurer General had already indicated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will join me as we welcome and indeed appreciate the presence of our President of the African National Congress and the officials of the ANC, all brand new from the box, who are all here with us. The Deputy President is now back in the room. we did get a notice that he was still receiving the President of Kenya. We also have here and appreciate to welcome I'm not sure if they're here already. We are supposed to have with us here the two presidents, President of South Africa, the Republic of South Africa, President Zuma, and the President of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm not sure if they've already arrived. If they haven't, we'll indicate and we'll welcome them officially. We have with us here, ladies and gentlemen, members of the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, newly elected, as well as the members of the PEC of Eastern Cape, and I want to single them out because indeed they are our hosts who are here with us. Thank you very much for all the work that you did throughout the week, the past, and I'm sure you have not even enjoyed a holiday. Post-conference, you have been working very, very hard. Thank you. We have other leaders from all provincial executive committees of the African National Congress, as well as RECs and all our structures who are here. We have in this room, ladies and gentlemen, the ministers from the Republic of South Africa, the deputy ministers, the premiers, we have executive mayors and councillors amongst us here. We also have Marena, the kings, queens, and traditional leaders in their various structures as well, who are here with the leadership of various traditional leadership. We also have in this room visitors and our guests from ZANU-PF. I'm not sure where they are seated, but they are here. I'm sure we can actually give them a warm round of applause. They are part of our former liberation movements. They are here to bless us. We have members of the Jubilee Party from Kenya. I'm sure they are seated somewhere here. We can also welcome them. We have the leadership of the Indian Congress Party, one of our own who's always here with us. I haven't seen him, I haven't heard that round of applause. Mr. Anand, thank you very much. We also have the leadership of the BJP from India. They are in this room as well. We have from South Sudan, SPLM, you know that our Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, now a brand new President of the African National Congress, has been doing work there in South Sudan. They are here also to say, we love you, the African National Congress. We have ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industry, without whom we would not be here, especially at this part of the evening, the dinner. Let's welcome them with a very warm round of applause. I must say, even though the TG has said today is not quite that day, but we are looking forward to deeper pockets and short hands into the future. We also have the religious leaders present with us here, members of the media, distinguished guests, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. You are very important, even if I have not mentioned you by name. You are most welcome. Even those who are upstairs, they can see us, they can hear us. Thank you very much. Now the program rolls again. We are going to have a starter, which will be served, and as that happens, we will have an entertainment from the Sweet Voices of Africa Ensemble. They will come up stage, and as they are about to finish, we are now going to get into the main part of our program. Let's enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's network, extend our networks and so forth. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Sud versus South Africa on stage.
When I am down and oh my soul so worried, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas.
This is Sweet Voices of Africa Ensemble. Mics masinyuke. Sweet Voices of Africa Ensemble, all the way from Tanzania. Sound, please. All the way from Tanzania. Mics, please.
One.
Gala.
Tanzania.
Say su to the dub. Say chica that, chica that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is Sweet Voices of Africa.
Sweet Voices of Africa Ensemble from Tanzania.
Sweet Voices of Africa Ensemble. Happy Tanzania tuna sibuleleni. Sibulela kakhulu xaso yenu, support yenu. Sibulela kakhulu nabantu basimene apha. Abafana baTanzania bakhulela besiphunzana. Sibulela kakhulu support yenu. Sibulela nabantu abasincedileyo ubhuti uMonwabisa uMangcwatshwa umuntu wakwa Heritage National Heritage eJoburg usithathile wasisa soperforma phaya wasiflyisa soperforma phaya sabona lelizwe lonke. Sibulela nabanye abantu abasincedileyo bethu basoba lapha sithi nangomso utata uMangcwatshwa Sonwabile plus nabanye abantu ke nomama umama Maphisa siyabulela kunonke bethuna kakhulu ungazenzisiye. Thank you very much.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure the starter was very nice, I can confirm that. Could we get settled so that we can continue with our program? It's a very short program, but very long after we had our main course. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We are making a request to members of the media, ladies and gentlemen from the media, to please take your seats too, so that we can clear the tables around which you are standing. Ladies and gentlemen from the media, we are continuing with our program, ladies and gentlemen. Could I make an announcement first that on your tables you have a form like this one. Please fill in this form. It will be collected later on, and a draw will be done. You stand a chance to win a trip to where the games are playing, Manchester, and Liverpool. It'll be announced later on, but please fill in this form. We still have a lot of commotion in this room, and I'm very jealous. I will not let our president speak as long as we are going on like this. Ladies and gentlemen from the media, please clear up the tables. Can the communications team please help us clear the table behind here? Thank you very much. We would like to welcome also in our midst one of our own, Tata Mlangeni Istwalandwe, who's here with us. You know he can't stand up, but please give him a warm round of applause. He is very young, but he's still with us here tonight till this time of the night. We welcome you, Tata Mlangeni. Thank you very much. And all our stalwarts who are here as well, who we have not mentioned by names. It's not deliberate, but we really appreciate the fact that you are here with us. It is your organization that we have really brought to this point. We now like to get you settled down, completely settled down, ladies and gentlemen. Completely settled down, because I'm going to ask, we are at the apex of our program. I now would like to take this opportunity to request, humbly so, our main speaker for tonight, and that is our President of the African National Congress. But President, before you do so and before I call upon you, I did earlier on indicate that we are joined by the two heads of states, President Zuma and President Kenyatta. They are now with us in the room. We welcome you, Excellencies. Thank you very much for being here with us. We have also welcomed the delegation that's with the President Kenyatta, and thanks for visiting us. Thank you, President. President of the African National Congress, he is President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa. Let's welcome the President on stage, please. Let's please upstanding. I don't hear that. Welcome. Happy birthday, ANC. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, ANC. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, ANC. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, ANC. Happy birthday.
Nonwabile ngathi ayikho iDA. We're too much relaxed as if we don't have an enemy. Abantwana be Afrika bakhalela izwe labo elathathwa ngamaphulu mabawuyeke kumhlaba sithi mabawuyeke kumhlaba thina sizwe esinyama sikhalela lethu elathathwa elathathwa. Comrades, we may seem to be relaxing. Our enemy is not relaxing. They are fighting us in all spheres. They are here now. They have sent their people to watch, but we are here. Viva ANC, viva! Viva ANC, viva! Viva Kosatu, viva! Viva Kosatu, viva! Viva SABC, viva! Ngonyaka wewaka linamakhulu amathandathu anamashumi amahlanu anesibini afika amadlagusha kweli lizwe abanga. Yakhala imfakadolo madoda kubulawa abafazi nabantwana. Yakhala ikhwana kubulawa madoda. Laphala igazi lobawo bethu. Lakhala ibhazi enzala yeli lizwe. Kukuthi lizwe nibanga ngantoni ninangaqondi nje lelo gazi madoda elasikhonziselayo. Nithi zalala into zohani kwakutheni, zalala into zosobukwe kwakutheni, zalala into zomahapha kwakutheni, zalala into zonganga kwakutheni. Alala madoda amakhulu lalizwe. Sirili mfoka maphosa, Sirili matabane mfondini. Tholele nkunzi zakulomuta, buzweka njazilazwa kulo Samueli. Silapha sikokele isizwe, silapha sibunge lo mbutho. Sizimadoda ningagalatelani, ningalwi ngethambo elingenanyama, nikokelele izwe. Kuba kaloku lalelwa ngoyihlono ihlomkhulu. Alwa madoda, alala madoda amakhulu. Nithi into zoqhuma zihleli nje kutheni, nithi into zolithuli zingathethi nje kutheni. Alapha amadoda oqhuma ngabantwana, silapha into zopriklika seme, silapha into zozembethe, zalala into zogaveni kambeki, zalala into zomhlaba, into zothatha kaMontana, zazilungiselela lelizwe. Kuyakalekwa keSirili ngoba ungeni kukuhle ndoda, indaba inendodana, ilizwe liyakelengeka, inkwekwezi ziyafulathilana. Qokelela lo mhlambi kaThambo ngoba inyama linye lizayo. Sijonga u-2019 madoda, makubele uyaba, kubele uxolo ku-ANC, makubele uyaba ibe yintandano ku-ANC. Iintolo zezolo funi noziva madoda. Umntu ezokuhlalela uba kwaze kwawalala ungayamkeli loo nto. Siyavunguza madoda, sithi ANC mayibe ilinye kweli lizwe. Sisizukulwana sikaThambo, sisizukulwana kaXhama. Ndiyavuma ke madoda, ezombangazwe zibangile inkathazo. Thetha noDilile ashiye amabhulu abuyele kwi-ANC. Thetha neYFF ishiyele izobuyela ekhaya. Kakade into engumntu omXhosa, into ehamba ihlalihlala ihambele, ihlalihlala ifuduke, ihlalihlala igoduke. Sibiza wena ke Dr. Ramosotha, sikunikile izithebe emfondini, nabela abantwana wenzela isizwe izinto. Ndiyavungama, ndiyavuma uthetha, ndayikhongo. Chingwe. Mongameli.
Thank you, thank you. Program Director, Minister Edna Mulewa, President Jacob Zuma, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, our King from here in the Eastern Cape, and Queen Azwelonke. Noloyiso. Deputy President of the African National Congress, Comrade D.D. Mabuza, the national officials of the African National Congress, members of the National Executive Committee, Comrade Oscar Mabuyane, the chairperson of the ANC in this province, and members of the Provincial Executive Committee, the leaders of our alliance, leaders from COSATU, from SANCO and the South African Communist Party, other traditional leaders who are here with us tonight, religious leaders, Reverend Mihana, and those others who have accompanied you to this function. Isithwalandwe sethu ubaba uMlangeni, who is hoping to win the raffle tonight so that he can go to watch a match in the United Kingdom. So those who are arranging this, could you make sure that ubaba uMlangeni does win so that he goes and watches Liverpool in the United Kingdom? Comrades and friends, ministers of President Zuma's cabinet, members of the executive councils from various provinces, our premiers, our executive mayors from metros and municipalities, all leaders of our movement who are here, I greet you all in the name of the African National Congress. I especially want to thank everyone for gracing this occasion, but more especially President Zuma and President Kenyatta, who I know always have busy schedules, and they have taken time to join us tonight and traveled long distances. In the case of President Kenyatta, a very long distance, and in the case of President Zuma, also a very long distance from the province of KZN and from Durban. We thank you, Presidents, for being here with us tonight. We thank you because this is a special evening. It should really not be a moment or an evening of speeches. It should be a moment when we enjoy ourselves and enjoy the ANC's birthday. This is our 106th birthday celebration, and we thank you all for being here. President Kenyatta's presence here goes a long way in proving that we have a very special relationship with Kenya, but more especially with the people of Kenya, as led by President Kenyatta. And we congratulate you, President, for having won the elections and being President of Kenya once again. We also welcome members of the Jubilee Party who have traveled with you, and their travel to South Africa is the continuation of the process of extending very good and warm relations between the African National Congress and the Jubilee Party. And we want also to extend our greetings to brothers and sisters from fraternal political organizations on the continent and indeed beyond. We also want to welcome ambassadors and high commissioners who are also representing their various countries here. Let me say from the outset that I do not wish to take much time with a long speech this evening, and particularly to run the risk of dampening your mood, your very jovial and celebratory mood. I will therefore reserve most of the issues that one could have spoken about tonight to tomorrow, because tomorrow the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress will be releasing what we call the January 8th statement, which statement will cover a whole range of issues that the National Executive Committee has spent quite a lot of time debating and deliberating on, but it will also cover quite a number of issues that were decided upon by our conference. So therefore, we will reserve most of that to tomorrow, which is already proving to be a rally that will be very successful as members of our movement travel from all parts of the country to come and celebrate this great day, the birthday of the African National Congress. And they are doing so to come to this oasis, the oasis of the January 8th celebrations, to come and draw inspiration and strength, and also to renew their energies to continue the fight of creating a better life for the people of our country. 106 years of life is a milestone achievement by any accounts, which many movements and organizations in the world have not been able to achieve, and we as the African National Congress can boast about it in the most humble way. And we have every reason to celebrate this proud achievement, because it is a huge achievement indeed to have kept an organization alive, kicking and acting for 106 years. We celebrate this birthday anniversary fully conscious of the fact that being 106 years old does not in itself mean anything, particularly to our people, warranting dramatic and possibly euphoric celebrations. But what makes this anniversary special to our people is their recollection of what this movement means to them and what this movement has done in its 106 years of existence, because that is confirmed by their own lived experiences, and it is also embedded in their memory and in the memory of their relatives, their friends, and many other people through the length and the breadth of our country. It is important to always remember that the ANC is not just a political party. It is a movement of the people of South Africa, which has been driven for many decades by the ideals of freedom, of justice and equality, as well as the sole objective to create a truly united, non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic, as well as a prosperous society in our country. Following the election of the new leadership of the ANC, what we call the top six decided that we should make these celebrations rather special, and we should make them unique by embarking on what we would call a revolutionary pilgrimage, a pilgrimage that will take through the length and the breadth of the country. Firstly, a pilgrimage that would take us to our roots as an organization, and our roots are our people. To take us to those roots that have held this tree strong for 106 years. And these are deep roots. They go meters and meters deep into the hearts and to the minds of our people. And we did this so that we can reconnect and re-engage with our people who are essentially our base. Secondly, we decided that we should have this pilgrimage, a pilgrimage that will take us to the footsteps and to the footprints of our forebears in the form of our founding fathers, as well as our founding mothers, and a number of past leaders of our movement. This very move, where we retrace the footsteps of our past leaders and our founding fathers and mothers, would enable us to draw great and important lessons from the leaders who have come before us. Leaders who did unbelievable feats of sacrifice and commitment to the people of South Africa. And we felt that we needed to walk into those footprints and go and visit those leaders. And as we did, and as we know, many of those leaders, or all of those leaders we visited, have passed away. And we went to their gravesites. We went to the gravesite of the first president of the African National Congress. And as we were there, one of our leaders in KZN made a speech at the gravesite of President John Langalebale Dube, and she said, "We have come to shake the bones of John Langalebale Dube." And we were shaking those bones. We were shaking those bones. Some of you who are religious, like me, will know that there is a verse in the Bible in the book of Ezekiel 37, and one of the verses there, it talks about shaking the bones of those who have departed. It talks about giving flesh to the bones of those who have departed, and it talks about breathing spirit of those who have departed. And in our view, we saw this pilgrimage as enabling us to rekindle the spirits of our forebears, the spirits of our former leaders. And as we were there, we felt that we were on hallowed ground. We were on holy ground as we walked on the gravesite of John Langalebale Dube, Pixlika Isakaseme, O.R. Reginald Tambo, and Khobusana, and Gumede, Kuma, and all those whose graves we visited, including Chief Albert Luthuli. This was a great and special moment for the leadership of the African National Congress. And we were drawing inspiration and drinking from the cup of wisdom from those leaders. That's exactly what we were doing. This pilgrimage, the third aspect of this pilgrimage, was to take us back to our heritage, so that we can pay homage to those who gave the instruction that the ANC should be formed. And who are they? They are the kings and the queens and the chiefs and the traditional leaders of our people. The traditional leaders of our people played a critical role in the formation of the African National Congress. And we decided that as a leadership we would go and visit our kings, our queens, as well as the other traditional leaders. And this for us was a great moment of nation building, a great moment of cohesion, so that we can demonstrate that we are bringing our people together right across the nation. The first visit we undertook was to King Zwelithini, our king in KwaZulu-Natal. And he treated us to a great feast, only as a king would do. And that's what we did. He gave us meat, we gave him cows, and he gave us a cow bag, which was fantastic. And after that, we came here to the Eastern Cape, and I've already greeted Okumkan Betu. We came here to the Eastern Cape, and we went to King Zwelonke and to Queen Loloyiso, and exactly the same thing happened. We gave them cows, and they gave us cows as well. And some of them were slaughtered on the spot. It was a great joy to see our Secretary General, who is usually a slim person, digging his teeth into a fat piece of meat. Comrade Ace, it was a joy to see the Deputy President doing exactly the same thing. Of course, our national chairperson, into zakhe lezi. Into zakhe. Our national chairperson was at home. You should have seen our Deputy Secretary General, struggling like I was on a big piece of meat. And we kept looking at each other, Comrade Jesse, saying, do we do this? Do we do this? But we realized that we had to do it. And we also went to see the king of the Abatembu. And it was a great joy to reconnect with our heritage, our national heritage. And we committed that we will be going throughout the country to go and see our traditional leaders as we reconnect with our base, our people, and our members. We also, fourthly, felt that we should have this pilgrimage so that we can connect with our spiritual existence in the form of reconnecting with faith-based organizations in our country as we reconnect with abefundisi, bishop, archbishop, amadikoni, and all the others. That is what we have decided we are also going to do. So we will be going through the country, connecting with them, and that program is going to ensue, and we will be in churches, we will be in various places, connecting the African National Congress once again with its base. Fifthly, we felt that we should have this pilgrimage, which would also take us to community-based organizations, so that we can also go and connect with those organizations that continue to work amongst our people, that represent the hopes, the aspirations of our people. But we would also be connecting with our veterans. Our veterans are spread throughout the country, and those are the ones we are going to be connecting with as well. And as you can see, colleagues, this is a broad-based revolutionary pilgrimage that we have decided to make, to reconnect and to re-engage with a multi-dimensional and cross-cutting natural and traditional base of the African National Congress. And to give effect to this, we've, as I said, visited the graves of our forebears, and as we did so, we were able to draw a lot of inspirations. And we've also, in this week only, connected with our people. And we've done this as a build-up to the rally, but we have also taken heart to the fact that in order to continue to be the movement that we are, the movement of our people, We need to be doing this throughout the year. We are therefore going to be spending a lot of time amongst our people, engaging with them, listening to them, hearing what their concerns are, hearing what their hopes and aspirations are. We will be doing this throughout the year because that is precisely what our people would like us to do. And as we have engaged with our people have been truly excited to see the leadership. The whole National Executive Committee has been here in the whole province of the Eastern Cape. I was telling President Kenyatta earlier that this is a big province. It has 800 kilometers of sea line. It has almost 1,300 kilometers right across, and the National Executive Committee members were traveling to nearly all the towns, all the districts, all the villages, all the townships, engaging with our people. And in engaging with our people, we have sought to introduce the new leadership to them, as well as to communicate the decisions that were taken at the conference. And the overwhelming majority of our people are truly excited about the decisions that were taken at the conference, which they believe will transform their lives when we implement them. And in many instances, they were saying to us, we would like you to implement those decisions that you took. And we will deal with some of the decisions that were taken in the NEC statement tomorrow. And our people, as we've been engaging with them, have also been very pleased with what I call the diverse architecture of the leadership that was chosen by the delegates at our conference. President Kenyatta, you may or may not know that ahead of the conference that we had, there was a great deal of speculation in this country that that conference was going to be the last that the ANC is ever going to hold. They thought the ANC was going to be divided and we will splinter and emerge out of that conference fractured into various little pieces. They thought that the venue where we held the conference, which we call Nazareth, would be the grave site of the ANC. And some were even saying that there would be a tombstone that would be installed there, which would say, "Here lies the mighty African National Congress, which once governed this country as a glorious movement." Well, President Kenyatta, we disappointed a lot of people because the ANC is still here and the ANC is still alive. The delegates at this conference decided, in the wisdom of the members who asked them to come to the conference, that they are going to choose a leadership and create an architecture of leadership that many people had never envisaged. And they elected a unified leadership. A unified leadership in that they drew people from different approaches, different points of view, and meshed them together and said, we want you to work as a unified leadership to achieve the objectives of the movement. Now, a number of people have been suggesting that the leadership that was chosen is so divided that it is going to be virtually impossible for the ANC to achieve the resolutions that were adopted at the conference. And some have been coming with various types of speculatory analyses. And there is a saying that goes, how much of the mountain you see, or how much of the mountain one sees, depends on where you are standing as you look at the mountain. Now, I can say without any equivocation that we who are in the African National Congress are standing on the right side of the mountain, and we are looking at this mountain where we see strength in this leadership that was elected, where we see unity in this leadership that has been united, where we see power in this leadership that has been elected. That is the right side where everyone needs to be looking at this mountain from. So others are standing on the wrong side. It's like when you want to look at Table Mountain. If you look at Table Mountain from the wrong side, you will just think that Table Mountain is a little mountain that you see in your village. But when you look at Table Mountain from the right side, you will see, particularly from Dane Hayes' side, you will see that Table Mountain is a mighty mountain. So we are looking, you see, we are looking at a Table Mountain from the correct side. Others are looking at this mountain from the wrong side. So you see, so in this leadership that was elected, we see unity in action. We see a united leadership. Yes, of course we are different. Some have got light complexion. Some are like me, they are dark complexion. Some are handsome like me. Some are in between. And we've got different views. We see unity in this leadership. We see this because in this leadership we see diverse talents. We see different viewpoints. We also see different experiences. There are different age groups, and of course the gender distribution is almost what we want it to be. We also see regional distribution, and we see all this as a strength. When some of them speak, they speak with a very high decibel. Like Comrade Mbalula, he speaks at a very high decibel. Comrade Ace Makashule speaks at a lower decibel. And I speak at the middle or something like that. So we're different. And that is the beauty of the leadership that was chosen by the delegates that were at this conference. And that is the strength. Now, the other important thing, of course, is that this leadership received a very clear mandate from conference delegates who said that they want to see this leadership united in everything that it does, rather than divided. Now we've got a clear mandate. If we violate this mandate by being divided, by speaking in different tongues, we will be violating a conference decision and a conference wish. Now this leadership knows very well that its mandate is also to unite the African National Congress. That is their overriding mandate. And in renewing, and also to renew the ANC, that is the mandate that this leadership was given. And this is the mandate that the top 6 of the ANC, and indeed the whole National Executive Committee, are going to make sure that it is executed. We have no other choice but to make sure that the mandate of the membership of the ANC is executed. Whether we like it or not, it has to be executed. Now, I was deeply touched this afternoon when I had a meeting with President Kenyatta. And his remarks were He said he has come here with this delegation to learn how the ANC has been able over 106 years to maintain unity, and how the ANC, through this unity, has been able to transform South Africa. This is what touched me from the mouth of President Kenyatta, who looks at us as a united organization, and he said, I want to learn how you've been able to do it in 106 years. Now, having led the forces that brought about political freedom in 1994, our glorious movement is still working very hard to achieve unity, but not only unity for the sake of unity, but to have unity in action. We are a movement that is also seeking to achieve socio-economic justice and equality for our people, because the ANC was formed to unite the people of South Africa, but also to transform South Africa. And essentially, having been formed for that, we set off 106 years ago with a clear mandate on what we need to do. When one goes down memory lane, and I've gone down memory lane transported by the words of Comrade Francis Meli, late Comrade Francis Meli, in his book, The History of the ANC, South Africa Belongs to Us. He relates that on the 8th of January 1912, a number of people gathered from all 4 provinces of our country, including people from Bechuana land and Swaziland and Lesotho. Some came formally dressed, like many of you are. Some came wearing frock coats, top hats, and some came carrying umbrellas. And I've often asked myself, what did they eat on that day? What type of food did they eat? But I have a very quick and easy answer, because as we've been going around seeing the traditional leaders of our country, a number of them have told us that when the ANC was formed, they contributed so many cattle, some contributed a lot of money, and this was widespread throughout the country. And many of them saw the formation of the African National Congress as a very important thing that needed to be supported. And so I have this in my head that they were eating beef, they were eating goats, they were eating sheep, bebedla nomleko, bebedla yonke into on that day. And Pixley Isaka Seme gave the keynote address at that conference. And with a high-pitched voice, this man who was educated in the United States, at Columbia University as well as at Oxford, said, "Chiefs and royalty and gentlemen of our race, we have gathered here to consider and discuss the theme which colleagues and I have decided to place before you. We have discovered that in the land of their birth, Africans are treated as hewers of wood and drawers of water. White people of this country have formed what is known as the Union of South Africa, a union we have no voice in making the laws of and no part in the administration of the country. We have called you here, therefore," this is in 1912, "to this conference so that we can together devise ways and means of forming our national union for the purpose of creating, underlying, national unity and defending our rights as well as improving the lives of our people." This is said in 1912. following his rousing speech, a motion was put before the conference and was passed unanimously with loud cheers by all the delegates standing, and thus the African National Congress was formed. It has been said that this conference signified the birth not only of the ANC, but also the birth of the South African nation. That is what happened on the 8th of January in 1912. That is when the nation of South Africa was formed. The ANC was then assigned the task of being a midwife in the process of national rebirth and regeneration. This meant the creation of the loyalty of a new type of non-tribal loyalty, which was inherently anti-colonial. One of the presidents of the ANC, Dr. A.B. Kuma, has gone on record as saying that the founding fathers and mothers of the ANC displayed great vision and laid a broad foundation on which to build the superstructure for African freedom and liberty in the land of their forefathers. He went on to say that they proclaimed through the organization they set up and efforts they made that only through unity and concerted action of all can justice and freedom be achieved. They also made sacrifices and suffered a lot in the course of doing this. And some went to jail, but they remained loyal to the true cause of the people to unite the people of our country. Now, these founding fathers and mothers made unity of the African National Congress their strategic objective, and as a derivative of that, they obviously aimed at the unity of the South African nation. As this new leadership that was elected at the 54th conference, as it takes office, it has been given a clear mandate to unite the African National Congress. Unity to us is therefore not an option. It is not a choice. It is an imperative. It is a must, in other words. We have no choice but to be united. And we resolved that regardless of the outcome of the electoral process that ensued before this conference, that we will all unite behind the elected leaders who finally emerge. That is the promise that all of us as members of the African National Congress made. And this is precisely what the membership of the ANC has done thus far. It is from our membership that we should take our cue and our example. Even we as leaders might have different views and approaches. We are pleased that following the elections of the new leadership, the membership of the ANC has shown that regardless of which contestant they backed, they have, as per tradition, once a leadership is elected, they've been prepared to rally behind the elected leadership. And that is what the membership wants. So the new National Executive Committee that has been elected has seen in a very demonstrable way manifestations of this as we have gone around the country. All the leaders who have been going around the country have received nothing else but overwhelming support. They have been embraced by our people. There has not been a single member of the ANC who has shown any reservations, any sense of grumbling, and all the leaders have been broadly accepted and embraced, and we expect that to continue throughout the next 5 years. So, the unity of the ANC is sacrosanct. It is already underway, and it is being consolidated, and the greatest consolidators of this unity is happening through this pilgrimage. As we've been going through this pilgrimage, seeing our forebears at their gravesites, their bones have been shaking in applause of the leadership that has been elected. Their spirits have been lifted in applause of this leadership that has been elected. As we've been going around seeing our kings and the queens, they have also embraced this leadership and have urged their subjects to support this leadership that has been elected. I have no doubt that the new leadership will also be broadly accepted by all of us. This will make the task of implementing the resolutions of our conference much easier. Our task as a leadership is simple and straightforward. We are here to serve the people of South Africa. We are here to implement the decisions of our conference, and in doing so, we would want to enjoy the support of our membership throughout the length and the breadth of the country, and we know that they support this leadership. We are conscious of the fact that our task as the ANC is not only, as I said, to unite the ANC, but the people of South Africa, but in doing so, for the ANC, as it reconnects with the people of our country, to once again be reinstalled as the leader of society. Now, this leadership that has been elected, as I conclude, has unleashed a great deal of hope amongst our people. Our people are feeling hopeful. Our people are feeling delighted. They have a broad spectrum leadership in the National Executive Committee, and we dare not fail them. They expect that their dreams and aspirations will be met and addressed. And in doing so, they have been enthusiastic themselves in expressing what their aspirations are. Now, there is one compatriot of ours who sent a text message from Limpopo, and he said, now that the conference is over and a new leadership has been elected, we would like you as the leadership to do the following. Please, Mr. President, communicate this to the National Executive Committee. And he cites 10 things. The first thing that he cites is that we want witchcraft to be legalized. That is his wish and aspiration. And the next thing that he says, and this came in a text message, and he says, and I'm happy we're saying this in a jovial, celebratory mood, we want free alcohol. That's what he said. And the third thing that he wants is that we want RDP houses to be double-story from now on. And then he goes on, he says, we want the toilets in those houses to be remote controlled. And then he says something very personal. He says, men should no longer propose love to women. Women should now propose to men. And then he goes on to say, we want pensions for old age pensioners to be increased from 1,500 Rand to 3,500. And we want the child grant to be increased to 1,500. And he says, can you please arrange the calendar to change. We want the 13th month so that we can be on holiday for the whole month. And he then says the 9th one is that, please remember, free alcohol. And the 10th one, he says, we want the leadership of the ANC to remain united. Now, this wish list came from Limpopo. Now, I don't know whether he's in a structure of in Limpopo, whether Premier Tabata knows about this, but it came from a comrade from Limpopo. Now, I don't know the extent to which he wants us to execute this, but it just goes to show that a number of people with this leadership that has been elected are hopeful, and it is this hope that springs eternal in their hearts that we should pay heed to. Now, we can choose which ones of these 10 are wishes that are implementable, but what remains is that we are duty-bound to serve the interests of our own, and I want to end with a big thank you to the private sector who have supported this dinner, this gala dinner. We thank you most heartily for having bought the tables. And we also want to thank those who participated in the golf day today. I didn't see Comrade Mlangeni, but I'm sure if he wasn't playing, he was praying in spirit. We want to thank those who participated in the golf day, because that too was meant to raise some funds. We want to thank the provincial leadership for the arrangements that have been made for this dinner, for the golf day, and indeed for the rally tomorrow. And it promises to be a great rally, and that's when the ANC will really come alive and demonstrate to all and sundry that we are indeed ready for the 2019 elections. Thank you very much for being here. I thank you.
President Ramaphosa, la. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask us to once again give President a very warm round of applause whilst you seated. I didn't hear that first one. You can even ululate Batugamutri. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President, Comrade President, for the speech. I said I'm just the driver of a program today, and I'm sure all of us have taken a lot from this speech. What I don't know, Mr. President, is why the Limpopo list is topped by witchcraft. Number one. Anyway, dinner will be served now. Please mingle and talk whilst you're enjoying your dinner. Sit back and relax. We will have also the entertainment from Sinovuyo Demanda. Sinovuyo Demanda on the stage, please, as we are getting dinner served. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.